Number one, Trotter, 99. He's our best hitter. He got several home runs. 99. Yeah, he got several home runs. You ready? And welcome and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's education-based Indiana High School Athletic Association Varsity Boys Baseball. This radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's Robbie Kendall. You can find Robbie Kendall weekday mornings, 9 to noon. Just go to Rob Kendall Show. Rob Kendall Show. You'll enjoy Rob. They're getting ready to start this game up. Central Catholic Knights going to finally get together with the Indianapolis Kings. They were going to get together earlier in the season. I think about that time the Kings had amassed a record of 8 wins, no losses. First pitch of the game, Caden Keller back for a curveball. Might have been a slider strike called. In the batter's box for Indianapolis, the Kings, number 99, Tavion Trotter. Here comes the second pitch. Outside, a ball. That goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tavion Trotter, right-handed batter. A little bit of an open stance. Now the windup, here's the pitch from Caden Keller. You're going to take it to center field. You're going to back up Coy Dick. You're going to get a beat on it, and he'll make it straight away out in front of the home run fence. There's 1 out. Nice swing for Tavion Trotter. A good leadoff batter. Stepping in for the Indianapolis Kings is going to be number 31, Riker Brenneman. Riker Brenneman. Not sure if his relative did a good job doing Reds baseball. Well, good. Here comes the pitch. Backdoor curveball. Going to be high and outside. Ball 1. Marty Brenneman. What a great announcer he did for the Reds for a number of years. 1 ball, no strike. Riker Brenneman. Here's the pitch from Keller. Ain't a miss. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Early going. Game started just after 5:10 p.m. You're going to hit it to left field. Brennan Van Kirk going to step in a few steps and make the catch. There are 2 outs here in the top of the first. The next hitter to step in for the Indianapolis Kings is going to be number 47, Austin Kelly. Austin Kelly's a left-handed batter. He will be the pitcher for the Kings. We'll step in, straightaway stance, working from the windup, facing the lefty pitcher himself. Here's the pitch. Going to be a base hit. Nice stroke back up the middle. Just right of second base. Got right through. Coy Dick throws it back in. His cutoff, Mikey Stapleton. And 1 aboard with 2 outs. Base hit from Austin Kelly. Trying to help his own cause. Stepping in 4-hitter. Number 27, Luke Hightower. He's a center fielder. Out of the side, here comes the pitch from Keller. Inside a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 4-hitter, Luke Hightower. Working out a stretch. Now the set, he'll check first base. Shows the pitch. Back to a curveball. Foul ball. So taking off the second base. He'll retreat now. That's Austin Kelly. 1 hit in the ball game thus far. Top of the first inning. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Caden Keller. Become pickoff move. Nonchalant. First base. Caden Keller staring right at the first base runner. Nonchalant throw. Playing first base for the night is Geyer. Backdoor curveball. Misses just above the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Step back in. Luke Hightower, 4-hitter for the Indianapolis Kings. Out of the set, checks first base. 2 times. Here's the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. So Luke Hightower evens the count at 2-2. I should say, pitcher Caden Keller evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 good teams playing good baseball. Home plate umpire doing just the same so far. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball, second baseman, fielded by Mikey Stapleton. He'll gator it. He'll throw next door, get the put out with Keaton Geyer. The Knights get out of the inning. The Indianapolis Kings lead 1 on board. After 1/2 inning, there's still no score. Knights are going to bat in the bottom half. We're going to set this down for a moment. I got to write down some geographical notes. We'll be right back. Okay, didn't quite get caught up. We'll try it again the next half inning. Knights getting ready to bat in the bottom of the first inning. That's going to send to play number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. On deck is Coy Dick. So the sun has come out. It probably is 75 degrees now. They say that was going to be the high. Sun is shining. We have a blue sky. Right-handed batter. Pitcher is Austin Kelly, left-handed pitcher. Here's the pitch. Just above the zone, ball 1. He'll have about a 2 o'clock arm slot. That pitch comes in diagonal. Just missed the plate. So here and in, look at the signals. He's pitching out a stretch. Thought of basically as a relief pitcher. Here comes the pitch. Inside a ball, I should say, inside strike. A diagonal right across the dish. Count goes 1-1. Isaiah Hopkins batting. Bottom of the first inning. Lafayette. Here comes the pitch from Kelly. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Knights batting in the bottom of the first. No score. Lafayette position. Austin Kelly. It comes in real tight. Didn't get him. Nearly did. Isaiah Hopkins leads the team with hit by pitches. He has 9. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch from Kelly. 3-1. You going to foul this one? Right side. It'll get the net. It'll stay in the field of play. 3-2 count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Isaiah Hopkins got a base hit last game. First pitch of the game. He goes to 3-2 here. Out of set position, Austin Kelly. Here comes the pitch. Inside and tight, ball 4. We'll jog to first base. 1 runner aboard for the Knights. Stepping in, going to be number 2. He plays center field. That's Coy Dick. Coy Dick, as of late, swinging a pretty hot bat. Got 2 runs. Take that back. 2 hits last night, along with 3 other players. versus Logansport. Lafayette will check first base. Here comes the pitch. Where's the bunt? Pulls the bat back. There's going to be a play at second. They do a snap throw from pitcher Jake Jenkins. As Isaiah Hopkins thought the bunt might have gotten down. So he stopped for second base when he saw the pitch was caught by the catcher. Took off for second and a misplay baseball there at first base. And Isaiah Hopkins is safe at second. But 1 ball, no strikes. Out stretch, here comes the pitch. Low and outside, ball 1. Take that back, 1 ball 2. I got Ryan Gerke up here. He's keeping the scoreboard. He's good at everything. That's an understatement. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Kelly swung on. There's going to be a pop fly. It's going to end up in center field, coming in to make the catch. It's going to be center fielder Luke Hightower. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the first. So 1 out. Ninth batting. Runner at second base is Isaiah Hopkins. Signals being given, very few. Alex Schumer going to step in, 3-hitter for the night, left-handed batter. If you're in looking at signals, out of stretch. Austin Kelly out of the set position. He'll check second base a couple of times. Here comes the pitch. Right across the dish, that diagonal, 2 o'clock arm slot. Knights are going to have to get used to his arm slot. No balls, 1 strike. You're in looking at signals. Long Pierre, Austin Kelly, out of set. He'll check second base. A second time, now a third time. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch, got the inside the dish. Good placement on the breaking ball for Austin Kelly. Now goes 0-2 to Schumer. Schumer, a senior class member for the night. Here in looking at signals, out stretch. Several signals evidently being given by the catcher, Chase Jenkins. Out of set, here comes the pitch. Low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch is coming in 2 o'clock arm slot, almost as if you're facing a guy throwing sidearm. Almost. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Out of set position, check second base. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball up against the screen. Schumer stays in the box, a 1-2 count. A 1 ball, 2 strikes. This might be the nicest atmosphere weather-wise of any game today. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Schumer. Working out the stretch. Here and looking at the signals, he'll step off the bat. He'll step back in. He'll regather himself. Get lined up with Chase Jenkins, the catcher. Out of set positions, he'll check second base. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging, and there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. So stepping in, going to be the PH, designated hitter, Gus Sandberg, right-handed batter. Gus Sandberg going to play offensively, give way to Vince Kalenko. Vince Kalenko, defensive player. I believe he's going to be in right field. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Shortstop playing perfectly. Tavion Trotter playing near second base, right there where the ball was hit. So Tavion Trotter throws to first base, Riker Brenneman, and they get the put out. Knights leave 1 on base. Knights come up with no runs. And after 1 complete, Central Catholic and Indianapolis locked up at 0. We're going to take a breather right now. We'll be back in just a moment. Finish up the geographical. Stepping into bat for the Indianapolis Kings. First pitch. Hayden Keller, strike called. In the batter's box, number 27, number 7, Chase Jenkins, the catcher. Right-handed batter, here's the pitch. Felt the cut, swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Right-handed batter. Fifth hitter, number 7, Chase Jenkins. Here comes a wind in the pitch from Keller. Outside of ball. Step back in. Working from the windup. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. 2 count. 5 hitter. Chase Jenkins, catcher. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Give me a drop third strike. Ball picked up by Isaiah Hopkins. He'll step to the inside and throw a strike to first base. Colton Geyer, and there's 1 out here in the top of the second. So the Kings going to step in. It's going to be the 6th hitter, number 25, Declan Brenneman. He's a right fielder. Right-handed batter. Knight's playing straight away. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 1. Hayden Keller, also left-handed pitcher. He also has that 2 o'clock arm slide. He comes across the plate, angle like that one, ground ball. Third base, gloved by Schumer. Alex Schumer throws across the diamond, throws a rope. 19, Colton Geyer, and there are 2 out. So 2 out stepping in for the Indianapolis Kings. 7 hitter, number 10, Tucker Wybrew. He plays second base. Right-handed batter. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pitch from Keller. Outside edge, strike call. No balls, 1 strike. Top of the second inning, here's the pitch. Let's go out the glove, ball 1. 1-1 count, Indianapolis Kings batting. First time these 2 teams have gotten together, I'm pretty sure. Here comes the pitch. High and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tucker Wybrew at the plate. Here comes the wind in the 2-1 pitch. High for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Colton Keller. Turn over the glove. Signal. Wind up. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Strike called inside half. Count goes full. 3-2 count. 7 hitter, Tucker Wybrew. Hayden Keller. And the windup, here's the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Will be fielded by L.J. Whitford. He'll throw across the diamond and get the put out with Colton Geyer. So Knights get out of the inning. They leave no runners on board. They come up with no runs. 3 to the plate after 1.5. Knights and Kings still locked up at 0. And we'll mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Fritz. That's fritzandfishers.com. They buy cars, they sell, they trade, they finance, and they'll help you finance your car, truck, or SUV. They have preferred low mileage and one-owner automobiles. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. One is in Fishers, 8599 East 116th Street. You can dial them there at 317-842-2228. Their second location, Noblesville, between Noblesville and Westfield, right there along State Road 32. You can dial them there at 317-773-2232. And Fritz and Fishers, you can stop on site or online. fritzandfishers.com. FRITZ. So we get some warm-up calls. The catcher, Chase Jenkins, wears number 70 to throw down at second base. First baseman, number 31, Riker Brenneman. Second baseman, number 10, Tucker Wybrew. Shortstop, number 99, Tavion Schroeder. At third base, number 9, Levi Mossberger. In left field, number 6, Adam Kruger. In center field, number 27, Luke Hightower. In right field, number 25, Declan Brenneman. He's stepping in for the night, Mikey Stapleton. Mikey Stapleton bats in the fifth spot. He wears number 11, second baseman. Let's stop play right there. Mikey had something in the eye socket nearby. He calls time, wipes his eye, steps back in. So ball's made live. Looking for the first pitch to Mikey Stapleton. Here's the pitch by Kelly. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. So no balls, one strike. Mikey Stapleton will stimulate that swing outside the box, steps back in. Working out of that position. Austin Kelly. Here comes the 0-1. You'll see the center field. Got a lot of it. It's going to back up. Center fielder, Luke Hightower. And it's going to go on the other side of the fence. They're going to say it bounced over. So a two-base hit. Center field straight away for Mikey Stapleton. And Luke Hightower let the infield know it bounced over. So infield umpire in agreement, Mikey Stapleton at second base. Stepping into bat for the Knights, Keaton Keller, pitcher of record, wears number 21. Alex Sadio checks second base. Here's the first pitch to Keller. Healthy cut, foul back to the screen. So no balls, one strike. Knights have their first runner aboard at second base, legitimately with a base hit. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Check second a couple of times. Here's the pitch. Outside of ball. One ball, one strike. Keaton Keller. A little bit of an open stance. Turn in, looking at signals, out of stretch. That's Austin Kelly. Now the set position. Hovering at second base is Trotter. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a foul ball, and it's going to get Coach Bourdonnais on the leg. Bounced up, got him like a snake bite, but he's okay. So stepping back in, one ball, two strikes. Keaton Keller peering in, looking at signals. Austin Kelly out of the set position. He'll check second base. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, got the dish. Going to set him down looking. There's one out on the Knights here in the bottom of the second inning. So stepping to the plate, going to be number 3 for the Knights. L.J. Whitford. L.J. Whitford going to bat in the 7th spot. He is the shortstop. Right-handed batter. Modest lead there at second base. Straight off lead for Mikey Stapleton. First pitch. Taken for a strike. So no balls, one strike. He'll step back in. Peering in, looking at signal. Indianapolis Kings pitcher, Austin Kelly. He'll step off the back and he'll reset. Pitcher pretty much controls the pace of the game. No pitch clock here. And no shooting shot clock in high school basketball. Good. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes 0-2. No ball, 2 strikes. L.J. Whitford, right-handed batter. Let's step back in. Mikey Stapleton is at second base. He got 2 base hit. He bounced one over in center field. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball foul to the third baseline. Staying alive in that batter's box. Another 0-2 count on the way. Mikey Stapleton steps in. Ball's live. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch. Austin Kelly. Out of set position. He'll check second base. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Going to strike him out. Going to get the ditch. That 2 o'clock alarm slot. He does it well. So the Knights have 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. Stepping in. Going to be Colton Dyer. He plays first base in this game for the Knights. Freshman athlete. Peering in, looking at signals. Austin Kelly. You look at second, they're hovering. Nobody's covering. Here's the pitch. Healthy cut. Swing and miss. No balls, one strike. Colton Geyer batting, right-handed batter for the Knights. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch inside, a ball. Not much of a break. Might be top of a slider, some type of slider there. Not a full breaking curveball. One ball, one strike. Here and in, looking at signals out of set position. Next second base. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Kelly. It's going to be a hit by pitch. And Colton Geyer going to pay the price for that one. He's going to jog to first base. Might have got him right above the knee on the lower thigh. But he's going to jog it off right there. Coach Bordenay he's looking at first base, checking on his player. Last game, he ran over, checked on, I think it was Brennan Van Kirk. The Knights have two aboard with two out. Base umpire, infield umpire checking on Colton Geyer. Colton says, I'm okay, I'm ready to go. He put his sliding mitt on. Maybe sliding glove. So with two out, stepping in for the night. It'll be Brennan Van Kirk. He was number 41, another senior class member. Alistad, pickoff move. They throw it to second base. Second baseman was making a move towards second base. It's basically to a position, but he was making a move. He was not standing still. Alistad position. It checks second base. Austin Kelly, here's the pitch. Outside the ball, snap throw to second. Nice snap throw from Chase Jenkins from home plate. Second base, I believe that's 120 feet. So, pretty good effort there. Back safely is L.J. Whitford. Here and in, looking at after Mikey Stapleton at second base. Here comes the pitch. The pop-up. It's going to be foul territory. Giving it a look there is Chase Jenkins, the catcher. Nope, he dropped the ball. Ball came popped out of the glove. The Chase Jenkins didn't make the catch. Good effort. And new life in the batter's box for Brennan Van Kirk. One ball, one strike. Mikey Stapleton getting a little bit of a crooked lead at second base. Not much. Working from the stretch. Looking at signals. Austin Kelly. Two aboard for the night. First and second. Two outs. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Brennan Van Kirk. Inside, a little bit tall. Ball two. Good block there. Kiffin adjacent. To his left, Jake Jenkins saving above the runners from advancing 90 feet. 2-1 count to Brennan Van Kirk. Two out. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch from Kelly. Low for a ball. Now goes 3-1. Looking at signals, very few given, if any. Two aboard for the night, first and second base. 3-1 count to Van Kirk. Might be a good pitch. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch from Kelly. They're going to call it a strike. They're going to call that a strike. Fill the count up 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at signals. Long Pierre out of the stretch. Now the set position. He'll step off the back, step back in. Quickly, he'll restart. Mikey Stapleton at second base, scoring position. Colton Geyer at first base, and another step off by Austin Kelly. He steps back in. 3-2 count. Brennan Van Kirk. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball. Going to go second base. Fielded by Tucker Wybrew. He'll throw to first, get the put out with Riker Brenneman. And the Knights lead 2 on base. Come up with no runs. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. After 1.5, still no score. Central Catholic and Indianapolis King. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies, they are conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana. They're just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32. That's along State Road 32. At Discount Copies, they provide setup services. where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards. They make posters, they'll do oversized printing, and if you're planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary printing needs. You can reach discount copies by phone at 317-773-8783. That's 317-773-8783. Or by Gmail, it's discount copies, the number 96 at gmail.com. Discount copies 96 at gmail.com. Isaiah Hopkins out on the surface and throw one down, second base. And Knights defensively, it's Isaiah Hopkins doing the catching with number 34. At first base, it's Colton Geyer, number 19. Second base, Mikey Stapleton, number 11. At shortstop, number 3, L.J. Whitford. At third base, Alex Schumer was number 12. And here comes the first pitch from Keller. It comes in, strike called. In the batter's box for the Kings, number 6, 8 hitter, Adam Kruger. He plays left field. Working out the windup. Here's the second pitch. Swung on, going to get him twice. Got the bat, and then it bounced up, got him on the arm. Foul ball immediately called by the home plate umpire in left field. For the Knights, Brendan Van Kirk wears 41. Center field, number 2, Coy Dick. In right field, Vince Kalenko. He wears number 31. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Inside a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the second inning. Working from the windup, Caden Keller. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pitch. Going to call him out. Strike. Body got the corner. Came across there at the 2 o'clock alarm slot. It angles across the plate and home plate umpire calling that type of strike. There's 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. We'll step in. Indianapolis Kings 9-hitter number 1. That's Will Siegfried. Will Siegfried is the DH. He's batting in place of defensive player Levi Mossberger, the third baseman. Mossberger wears number 9. First pitch comes in, ball 1. Out of the windup, here comes the pitch from Keller. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop. L.J. Whitford gloves it, goes across the diamond, gets the put out with Colton Geyer. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. So stepping in, we're going to see the 1-hitter again. He's got an electric bat. He wears number 99. He took one deep to center field his first time up. Octavian Schroeder. He plays the shortstop position. Here comes the pitch from Keller. It comes in just above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. A little bit of an open stance, not much. Wind up for Keller. Here's the 1-0 pitch. You know, wave at 1 is a bit outside and low. Strike 1. Down goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Third baseline, just foul. Schumer loves it, tosses it back to Keller. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stepping back in, Tavion Trotter, shortstop. Remember that name. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, you're going to pop it up. Going to be shallow, left field. Calling off the shortstop with Brendan Van Kirk. And Brendan Van Kirk couldn't quite make the catch. Let's see. They're going to call it out. They're going to call it out. Brendan Van Kirk, when he came up with the baseball, looked as almost that maybe he didn't catch it, but he was tossing the ball in quickly. And the out is made. So Brendan Van Kirk in shallow left field calls off L.J. Whitford, the shortstop, and they make the catch. And the Knights get out of the inning. Indianapolis Kings send 3 to the plate, come up with no base runners. We'll go to the top of the third inning. Still a no-score ballgame. And we'll also mention tonight's ballgame. I should say today, 5:45 on the wristwatch. This game being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21 Real Estate. He has an IQ that will work for the benefit of you. That's Lisa. Lisa specializes in residential and corporal, I should say corporate, but relocation. She has a vast knowledge with more than 25 years a question answering experience. Lisa, you can let Lisa look or let Lisa list. Lisa knows that each home is precious. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21, each company. She is highly recommended. She's a real estate agent, a real estate broker. You can contact Lisa Stokes Bear by phone or by text message, 317-513-4086. Again, her number is 317-513-4086. Can throw one down second base catcher Jenkins was number 7. He's got a pretty strong arm right there, doesn't he? For sure. Right on target. So stepping in, we're going to see the catcher for the night. Stepping in, going to bat for the 3rd time. Isaiah Hopkins. Isaiah Hopkins, the catcher. He wears number 34. Infield playing regular depth, outfield straight away. Giving him some respect in the outfield. Working from the stretch. Out of set position, Austin Kelly. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. On deck for the night is Coy Dick. Here and looking at the signals out of the stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, going to be a base hit, might get a gap. It's going to be caught there on a bounce by the left fielder, Adam Kruger, and a solid stroke to left field, base hit for Isaiah Hopkins. So the Knight's going to finish the plate. 2-hitter, number 2, Coy Dick, center fielder. Signals being given, Coach Subordinate, third base. And they're going to take off some lower apparatus there. But a sliding mid on Isaiah Hopkins, the catcher. He runs for himself. Out of the set, he's going to square the bunt, kick. Into foul ball. Got a piece of it. Bunt out opportunity. Foul ball. Isaiah Hopkins was determined to get to second base. He slid in. He'll jog back to first. Coy Dick, 1 foot in the box, 1 foot out. Getting signals once again. So signals given. Coach Coordinator, he'll step back in. No balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Second batter here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Knights. He's going to square again. Pulls the bat back. It's outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Step back in, tap the plate. Here in, look at the signals. Austin Kelly. Out of set position. He'll check first. Here comes the 1-1. He'll square again. Pull the bat back. It's the ball above his zone. Third baseman coming in on the lip of the grass, getting ready to play the bunt. That is Levi Mossberger playing defensively. He's focusing on defense in this game. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch, a square again. Coy Dick. They pull the bat back. Ball 3. 3-1 count. Signals given. Let's see, this pitch might be a buntable pitch. Let's see if he's going to bunt again. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch. He will square the bunt. Ball 4. Missed by the catcher's glove. Goes back to the backstop. No harm done by the pitcher. That's a wild pitch. Runners move up 90 feet. Ball 4. And stepping in for the Knights with 2 aboard, first and second. Going to be number 12, Alex Schumer. Studying signals once again by Coach Subordinate. So stepping back in the rubber, he'll peer in, look for signals. Austin Kelly. Where's number 47? Now out of the set position, he'll check first base. Now second base. First pitch to Schumer, he'll square the bunt. He'll pull the bat back. It's a ball outside and low. 1 ball, no strike. Schumer steps back in. Colorful batting gloves for Schumer in today's game. 1 ball, no strike. Out of set position, he'll check second base. Here comes the pitch, a square to bunt. He'll put a good bunt left side. Can we fielded by the pitcher? They'll get the force out at third base. No, they're going to call him safe. The infield umpire going to call him safe. And King's coaching staff going to stay composed. And they're going to ask for help. And this is not MLB, but I should mention When MLB umpires agree to be MLB umpires, they show and they tell that they want the right call made. So when they go to video, if the call changes, it's all for the good. Those umpires, so they're going to call him out. They're going to call him out at third base. They do change the call. And Coach Bornay going to ask, how maybe can you change the call? But rightfully so. The ball beat the runner to the base, and Brian up here, he's in agreement with me. So he was out at third, but Coach Bornay probably wondering how you can change the call. Sometimes when you change a call, your other umpire, if he's not included, they just included each other. I did change a call at the plate ump, Indianapolis. I had a senior umpire older than me. I changed a call on a play at first base because the foot was off the base, and he called him safe, and I called him out without a conference with my other umpire, and that's wrong. I was totally in the wrong not to have a conference and make that call to change it to a safe call. So stepping in, we're going to play on. 1 out. Runner still. First and second base for the night. Stepping in, Gus Sandberg. Wears number 30. Senior class member. Out of set position. Kelly, here comes the pitch. Swung on a foul tip in the glove. No balls, 1 strike. 2 aboard. They're going to hold up action here for just a moment. Sandberg adjusting. He'll step back in. No balls, 1 strike. Set position, check second base. Austin Kelly. Let's check it again. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Taking off, trying to steal third. Slide in, head first. He's safe at third base. And that's Coy Dick. Without my notes in front of me, Coy Dick leads the team in stolen bases with, I believe, 13. So they're going to home plate the catcher right there. Jake Jenkins steps out in front of the plate and calls the sequence there on the signals to the infield. So 1 out. Coy Dick is at third base. I have a runner at first base, checking the bases out of the stat. Here's the pitch. Swung on, be bouncer across the diamond right there out in front of second base. They're going to go for 2, and they'll get the double play, and that will complete the third inning of play. Nice double play ball. Tavion Schroeder started the double play. Second base Tucker Wybrew over to Riker Brenneman. And baseball in the finest. So after 3 complete innings, it's still no score. And Indianapolis Kings are going to bat. Top of the 4th inning. And we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by McCormick Printing and Office Supply. They're in Tipton. Before we get back into the action, a big shout out to McCormick Printing Impressions and Office Supplies, celebrating over 50 years of serving Tipton and surrounding communities. From team banners to business printing, custom shirts to office supplies, MPI does it with hometown service and top-notch quality. McCormick Printing Impressions, helping you make your best impression on and off the field. And I should mention McCormick Printing. They print the calendars, the big calendars that we post around with the schedule on them. They've been printing those since 2008. So getting some warm-up tosses back out on the diamond. It's Hayden Keller, left-handed pitcher, left-handed pitching duo today. No score. And they're getting ready to throw one down. Second base. And the Indianapolis Kings are going to bat in the top of the 4th inning. They're stepping in for the Kings. Going to be number 31, the 2-hitter, Riker Brenneman. He's playing first base. Right-handed batter. Working out the windup. Here's the pitch from Keller. Backdoor curveball misses outside. 1 ball, no strike. Riker Brenneman. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Caden Keller. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop. Fielded there, good gator by L.J. Whitford. He'll throw across the diamond and get the put out. With Colton Geyer, there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th. So stepping in, we're going to see the 3-hitter. He is the pitcher for the Indianapolis Kings. He wears number 47. He bats left, throws left. I should say pitches left. He'll step in now. So left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. He'll foul the first one, left side, way out of play. Indianapolis Kings baseball at its finest. They play their tournaments, I believe I read, at Grand Park. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, breaking pitch in there for a strike. Down goes 0-2. No ball, 2 strikes. Working out the windup. Here comes the 0-2. Going to strike him out. Got the outside half. Low fastball. And there are 2 outs. Indianapolis Kings going to attempt to play their 4-hitter. Luke Hightower. Luke Hightower plays center field. Last first time up, he nailed 1-2 center field. Going to take this one to right field. Going to back up Vince Palenko. He's going to camp under it and make the catch out in front of the the right field wall. So Vince Palenko makes the catch. Indianapolis Kings send 3 to the plate. Nobody left on base. No score after 4. Now, we'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Camino and Company. Camino and Company, they welcome you and your patronage at Camino and Company. That's the mobile flower shop and wedding studio based in downtown Noblesville. You'll find Camino and Company at the north side of the courthouse square at 876 Logan Street. Camino and Company started with a dream and grew with the love of our local community. That same love for stories and celebrations now lives in Camino Coffee. Your coffee with a story. Every cup is inspired by our founder's grandpa's 1984 El Camino. That El Camino is owned by V.E. Witham, where Camino and Company gets its name from. Our coffee is locally roasted by our friends at Noble Coffee and Tea. That's in Noblesville, Patty Corner, across from Camino and Company. Each cup carries a little piece of our journey, along with our community and our belief that coffee always comes with a story. So regardless if it's morning, afternoon, or any moment you need to pause, your cup is just a click away. You can order Camino Coffee today. Just go, hey, Camino.com. Again, that's hey, Camino.com. And we'll mention Camino and Company. We're working today at the Peony Festival, big time festival in downtown Noblesville. They shut down the streets. It's happening today. Stepping in. Knight's going to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch comes in outside a ball. Excuse me, bottom of the 3rd inning. I want to get too far. What's that? Scoreboard looks similar. We're working right there. Swung and strike called. Count goes 1-1. Stepping back in. Nice. Oh, it's stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Gonna be a shot. Be a shot, high fly ball, left field. Gonna give it a look, and it's gonna be a home run. Is it a fair ball? Yes. Home plate umpire saw that one, and Mikey Stapleton sent one skyward down the left field line. And I know more real estate there for left fielder Adam Kruger. So Mikey Stapleton gonna touch the plate. That looked very similar to his home run as a freshman, right there at Gordon Lemmings Field. So Mikey Stapleton hits his first home run of the season. I'll say first, because he's got more. in that arsenal. So stepping in, it's a 1-0 contest. We're going to stretch, stepping in is Aiden Keller. Pitcher versus pitcher. Pitch comes in high, ball one. 1 ball, no strike. We're going to now stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and take it the other way. Fly ball to left field, going to get a beat on it. Going to come in a long way, it's going to drop in. Going to drop in a base hit in front of Adam Kruger. He's going to toss it back in, hit the cutoff shortstop, Davion Trotter. And they're going to give him credit for a double. The ball landed. We're going to see a runner jog out. It's going to be Colton Minnick. Colton Minnick was number 5. He'll do the base running right there. And he's stepping in. It's going to be L.J. Whitford. Coach Borden, going to have a little chat with him out there on the nice lettering. Patina right there on the third baseline. Lettering burgundy outlined in gold. So what they've got a golden field right here. Nice surface. So he'll step in, L.J. Whitford. Runner at second base for the night. We're going to outstretch. Now the set. You're going to square the bunt. Thought about a bunt, pulled the bat back. Going to snap throw to second. Going on to third base as if the bunt was still on was Colton Minnick. Minnick has wheels. Even though Colton Minnick just picked up his second stolen base of the season, he's called upon to courtesy run quite often. 2 hits last night in the Logansport game. That was set position. You're in looking at pitch zone, I should say, outside of ball. 2 balls, no strike. 1 foot in, 1 foot out, signals given. Coach Borden, he'll step in now. L.J. Whitford, 2-0 count. Nice to have a runner at third base. Colton Minnick, here comes the pitch. High above the zone, ball 3. So 1 foot in, 1 foot out, looking at signals. Colton Minnick also looking at the same stick. Out of that position. Square the bunt early at 3-0. He's going to pull the bat back at the called strike. So 3-1 count to Whitford. In clap signal. Here in signals. Out of stretch. Now the set. Austin Kelly. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Inside ball 4. Well, Jay Whitford jogs down to first base. Runners on the corners for the night. First and third, nobody out. 1 run in. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Christina High School, kind enough to allow this game to take place on their field on a Saturday. That is very kind. Stepping in. Nice. Colton Geyer. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Strike call. Fastball for a strike. Count goes 0-1. Here and in, looking at signals. Out of stretch. Austin Kelly checks first base. Pickoff move. First base. Back safely is L.J. Whitford. Taking a look over there, coming off the base a little further was Minnick. But no attempt. No balls, 1 strike. Out of that position, Austin Kelly, here's the pitch. Above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second baseman playing regular death. That's for Wybrew. Davion Trotter. Second base. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and took the middle. Davion Trotter gloves it. He'll toss it to second base from a sliding position. He'll get the out. Close play. But coming in to score, going to be an RBI off the bat of Colton Geyer. Scoring a second run in the inning for the Knights is Colton Minnick. So stepping in for the Knights, where's number 41? Brennan Van Kirk. Van Kirk, as I mentioned in this game, he's going to bat in the 9th spot. He's been batting 7. He just likes to bat. Out of that position, here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Second base, backhands it. Trotter, they'll go 4-6-3. Get the double play as Trotter tosses it over to Riker Brenneman. So the Knights are out of the inning, but not before they pick up 2 runs. 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll go to the top of the 5th after 4 complete. Knights 2, Kings 0. And we'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Scott G. That's Scott Gadshaw. Scott Gadshaw, he wants you to know that when time is good, when you share, you should share and share alike. Support Indiana middle school and high school athletics. Scott Gadshaw. And we'll also mention Fritz and Fishers. Fritz and Fishers, I'll mention this. After the night season last year, I did go down to Evansville. I did a couple of semi-state games. One was University in Providence. By the way, that had a rain delay in it. And the second one is Providence and somebody else. I can't remember. But that had a lightning delay in it. But Fritz and Fishers, he supports athletics. He wrote this ad for us to be sent down to Evansville. It goes like this. Home run with a car from Fritz and Fishers. Fritz is knocking it out of the park with great deals this summer. So slide on in and get a deal. You will be safe for sure at Fritz and Fishers. That's fritzandfishers.com, FRITZ. Stepping in for the Kings, number 7, 5-hitter, Jason Jenkins, the catcher. Swung on, he'll take one to the left center field. Coming in, trying to make the catch. Brendan Van Kirk laid out for it, couldn't grab the baseball. Gets by him, and it's picked up by center fielder Coy Dick. That's going to be a 2-base hit. First pitch in the top of the 5th inning for number 7, Jace Jenkins. So let's see if coach is going to let him run. I think he may. Nope, I think he's going to go for a courtesy runner for their catcher. It's going to be number 2, Harrison Dale. Number 2, Harrison Dale out of second base to run for a 2-base hit by their catcher, Jason Jenkins. So stepping in, nobody out. Right-handed batter. Declan Brenneman. Stepping off the back of the rubber is Hayden Keller. He'll step back in. Peering in, looking at signal. Out of the step position, he'll check second base. Here comes the pitch. Brenneman swinging a miss. Might have been a bit off speed. Count goes 0-1. Declan Brenneman. Where's number 25? Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the stretch. Now the set position, he'll check second base. Here comes the pitch from Hayden Keller. They're going to try a timing play. Decide not to do it. They had a timing play on with shortstop. L.J. Whitford, no throw. I remember when A.J. Bourdonnais was running that timing play for the Knights from shortstop position. Out of the set position. Check second. Here's the pitch from Keller. Swung on, base hit. Got to the outfield, through the hole at shortstop and third base. And 2 hits consecutively. A double and now a single. So runners on the corners for the Kings. Spread that base hit to Declan Brenneman. It moved Jace Jenkins over to third base. So getting singles, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's number 10, Tucker Wybrew. But first, Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out, talk with his infield. And while he does that, we'll mention Indiana Beach. Indiana Beach, getting warm enough to go there. Amusement park and a water park. You can go to indianabeach.com. They're in Monticello, Indiana. You can get a season pass for 2026 season, $77.99. They have roller coasters. They have boat rides. You can spend the whole day at the water park. They have 50-plus rides and attractions. And yes, there is more than corn in Indiana. Indiana Beach celebrating their 100th anniversary. That's 100 years of fun. They have parkside lodging right there on Lake Shafer. They also have KOA campgrounds. They're located in Indiana Beach, 5224 East Indiana Beach Road, Monticello. Dial them at 574 583 4141. Stepping in. Hayden Keller looking in. Looking at signals out of the stretch. Runners at first and third base, nobody out. Top of the fifth inning, even step off the back. Indianapolis Kings on offense. Stepping back in. Number 10, Trucker Wybrew. Here comes the first pitch to Wybrew. He just squared a bunt. He'll put a bunt down. Right side of the infield. They're going to go to home plate. He's going to slide in and call him out. They're going to say he's out to plate. Hayden Keller fields the ball to his left. Thought initially he'd throw it to first base, get the out. And then he turns around, throws a strike to home plate. Isaiah Hopkins puts the tag on him, and there's one out. So 2 runners aboard, first and second base for the Kings. Stepping in, number 6, Adam Kruger. He is the left fielder. He's batting left-handed. Here comes the pitch. He's going to square the bunt again. He'll square the bunt. He'll bunt that one out in front of the plate. He'll have some back English on it, and then it'll roll back and land in the batter's box. The back of the right-handed batter's box. For a minute there, I thought that was going to stay fair. Ryan agrees. So he'll step back in, a 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second base. Peering in, looking at the signal. Out of the stretch, now the set. Second base. He's going to square the bunt again. Going to pop it up skyward. It's going to be a pretty easy catch by catcher, Isaiah Hopkins. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. So runners at first and second base for the Kings. Stepping in, we're going to see the 9-hitter, number 1, Will Siegfried. Siegfried walks out of the dugout. He's the DH. Going to bat here with 2 outs. Working out the stretch. Now the set. Here comes the first pitch to Siegfried. Siegfried is going to be your ground ball shortstop. Fielded by L.J. Whitford. He'll throw across the diamond and get the put out with Colton Geyer. And the Knights get out of a little bit of a jam. They leave 2 on base. They come up with no runs. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning after 4.5. Knights 2, Kings 0. We'll also mention today's ball game being brought to you in part by Robin's Nest. It's Robin's Nest. That's in Thorntown. That's Thorntown's Cozy Coffee Cafe. Robin's Nest. You spell Robin with a Z. Robin's Nest. You can reach them by phone by dialing 765-592-1530. Again, 765-592-1530. The owner is Robin Warnoff. Her and her husband, Eric. Other than just having a coffee shop which serves hot breakfast and hot lunches, they close about 2 p.m. They're not open for evening meals. They also have private event rental space immediately adjacent to their coffee shop. It is a deep, deep rental space. You can have reunions there. You can have get-togethers. You can rent that space, and you can even have them cater any event in that space. They're located at 102 West Main Street, Thorntown, Indiana, 46071. You can go on Gmail, contact them at robinsnestcafe@gmail.com. They opened their doors on March the 19th. That was recently. So stepping in, about 4th time, I believe, in the ballgame, Isaiah Hopkins. Isaiah Hopkins getting some of those stains on his pants from this turf. Right-handed batter. Last time got himself aboard with a hit to left field. Stepping in. We're going to stretch. Now the set position. There's a pitch for Kelly. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. Let's step back in. On deck, it's Coy Dick. We're going to stretch. Now the set position. Austin Kelly. This comes in high above the zone, ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Peering in, looking at signals. His catcher, Jenkins. Long pier. Step off the back. Not quite in agreement with which pitch to throw. Step back in. We're working out stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. It comes in just above the zone. Ball three. 3 balls, no strike. Isaiah Hopkins, leadoff batter for the Knights. He's the first batter tonight. Leadoff batters on the Kings team. It's comes in above the zone. Ball four. A 4-pitch walk to Isaiah Hopkins, and that sun is out and it is glistening on the diamond. So nobody out. Second batter here in the bottom of the fifth. Going to bat. It's going to be Coy Gick getting signals from Coach Bordnay. Step in now. Isaiah Hopkins going to do his own base running, at least for the moment, out of set position. Kelly, you look at first base. Here comes the pitch, square in the bunt. Coy Gick back to the pitcher. He'll field it. Kitchen goes to first base off target at the feet. At the feet of Raker Brenneman. He goes into foul territory, picked up by right fielder Declan Brenneman. And Coy Gick ends up at second base. He'll reach on air. And Isaiah Hopkins is over at third base. So nobody out stepping in. It's going to be Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer going to be the next batter for the Knights. On deck for the Knights is number 30, Gus Sandberg. And we're back to ball game, live action. And looking at Staples. Out of the bench. Austin Kelly, now the set position, check second base. First pitch to Schumer. He's going to pop it up. He's going to go left or right center field. Coming in pretty good distance. Going to tag from third base. Throw comes in. It was on target. And sliding in head first. Safe at home plate is Isaiah Hopkins. And they're going to say that the tag up at second base was not sufficient. So they tag up at second base. They try to the Knights. And they throw over the Kings, throw to second base, tag to base. And there's going to be an out called. So 1 out. And they're going to say that Coy Gick might not have got a sufficient tag up at second base. So stepping in with 1 out. 1 run in here in the bottom of the fifth for the Knights. It's Gus Sandberg. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on, second base. 1 hopper in the glove of Tucker. Right through. They go to first base where they get the put out with Riker Brenneman. And the Knights are retired in the bottom of the fifth. But not before the Knights pick up 1 after 5 complete innings. Knights 3, Kings 0. We'll go to the top of the 16th. And we'll also like to mention this. Former Indiana University basketball player Bobby Wilkerson. Back in 1976, played for Bobby Knight. He wore number 20. And Kent Benson. Kent Benson played the center position for 76 and 75 team. He wore number 54. They are working together and blending their efforts to promote the IU 76 Team Legacy Initiative. They are celebrating their 50th anniversary of Indiana University's basketball season, the undefeated basketball season, a truly historic memory and a historic moment. Supporting this campaign helps honor a standard of excellence and keeps that proud legacy alive through events, media, and outreach. You can go to GoFundMe. These guys set up a GoFundMe page. It's purely for the 76th initiative. And to get that, you can go to GoFund.me. GoFund.me/B as in Bob, C as in cat, 32, D as in dog, 9, B as in Bob, D as in dog, 8. Again, that's GoFund.me/BC 32D 9BE8. This is the 1976 IU men's basketball team. And they are still the last undefeated national champion in men's NCAA basketball at the Division I level. So that's the IU team. So stepping in. Again, we're going to see number 99. He's the leadoff batter in today's ball game. That's Devion Trotter, shortstop. First pitch from Keller, swing and miss. Devion Trotter, right-handed batter. He'll step back in. Working from the windup, Caden Keller, here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, backdoor curveball, misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trotter. Working out the windup, here comes the pitch. You're going to put a bunt down right in front of the plate, not too far out in front of the plate. Picking it up and throwing a strike to first base is the catcher, Isaiah Hopkins. There's 1 out here at the top of the 6th inning. That bunt pretty much died right out in front of the plate. You didn't even get around the dirt surround, what would be the dirt surround, to the grass. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. Try to backdoor curveball. In the batter's box, number 31, Riker Brenneman, first baseman. Out of the wind is the 1-0 pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. For the foul tip, it was in the glove. Still a strike call. Count goes 1-1. Working out a windup. Caden Keller, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, backdoor curveball, misses outside. 2-1 count. Riker Brenneman, here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll foul one right side. Got a lot of sweet spot. They say the sweet spot on an aluminum bat is 14 inches. Wooden bat just 8 inches. That's why it's hard to get a hit in a wooden bat tournament. Out of that, here comes the pitch. Back up the middle, I should say it. Fly ball to right field, backing up on his course. Got it off the glove. And veering to his left. Around second base, going to head for third base. There's no contest at third base, sliding in. But boy, Dick gave it the effort. It was off the glove. He's disappointed that he couldn't squeeze it and ended up at third base with a triple. Is Riker Brenneman. Definitely a triple, even though it hit the glove. Very tough play for Coy Dick, center fielder. He's stepping in. 47, he does the pitching. Austin Kelly. There's going to be a communication on the surface. Coach is going to, they're going to go with a courtesy runner at third base. They're actually going to go with a pinch runner at third base. So Riker Brenneman hits a triple. Take the breather. And Jeffrey Jenkins right there, third base coach. Jeffrey Jenkins, Jake Jenkins. I'm sure there's a relation. Stepping in. 47, Austin Kelly. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking pitch from Keller. Keller facing Kelly. Pitcher stay facing the pitcher. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball foul of right side first base. Going to veer way down there as it rolls on this synthetic turf. So we'll step back in. No balls, 2 strikes. So there's 1 out. Top of the 6th, runner at third base for the Kings. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Fielded by L.J. Whitford. He'll try for the out. He'll get the out. They'll give away the run. They'll allow the run to score. Coming in to score, the pinch runner was number 24, and that's Nolan Clay. So I'm jogging off the diamond right there is the pitcher. He'll give way to Curtis. I think I'm back. He's thrown out at first base. There are 2 outs. So Nolan Clay scores the run for the Kings. First pitch, low, ball 1. Well, Luke Hightower, number 27, at the plate for the Kings. Here's the pitch. Inside a ball. Just missed that angled toss from the 2 o'clock arm slide and just missed. 2 balls, no strikes. We'll call time. Isaiah Hopkins going to jog out, talk with Caden Keller. They're entitled to that once an inning. And they'll have communication right there. So 1 run in so far for the Kings in the top of the sixth. It's a 3-1 contest. The team's still batting with 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. So I think Hop is going to get behind the plate. Stepping in again, right-handed batter Luke Hightower. Pitching the pitch from Keller. Swung on, will take it the other way. Going to go to right field, going to get down. A couple of hops into the glove of Vince Palenko. An absolute base hit to right field. Took it the other way like a Tony Gwynn. Rest his soul. So 1 runner aboard, 2 out. Stepping in for the Kings, number 7, Jace Jenkins, the catcher. Here and in, looking at the signal, foul stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Back to a curveball in there for a strike. Strike call. Count goes 0-1 to Jace Jenkins. The pitcher for the Kings does a good job. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Let's take another pitch. Outside half. Fastball. Strike 2. No ball, 2 strikes. Runner aboard at first base is Luke Hightower. 2 outs. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and miss. So go down swinging. Knights get out in the inning, but not before. The Kings pick up 1 run in the top of the 6th inning. And after 5.5, Central Catholic 3. The Indianapolis Kings 1. Did we do thank you for turning here to go mention this game result in Paris? Being brought to you by the Ultimate Kentucky Getaway. The Ultimate Kentucky Getaway. You can escape to a one-of-a-kind retreat in the heart of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, where rolling hills, world-famous distilleries, and unforgettable memories await. Welcome to your private 6-bedroom estate set on 7 scenic acres of peaceful countryside. You can spend your days exploring legendary bourbon stops and come home to unwind in the hot tub under the stars. Challenge your friends to a game of pool on the billiards table, practice your swing on the putting green, or relax by the fire pit as the night sets in. And when it's time to wind down, your private movie theater room is waiting. Whether it's a bourbon weekend, family gathering, or group getaway, there's space and something for everyone. No crowd, no stress, just comfort, connection, and the true spirit of Kentucky. For questions or direct booking, text 317-442-7513. Again, 317-442-7513. They do all their bookings through Airbnb and Verbo. That is the Kentucky Getaway. And then some final warm-up talk. They're going to go with the second pitcher in the ball game. And then the second pitcher going to step in. Going to pitch here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll mention Austin Kelly went a strong 5 innings in this contest. Stepping in during the pitching at the moment is going to be Riker Brenneman. 31, Riker Brenneman comes over from first base. And Austin Kelly is now at first base as the first baseman. So they throw one down to second base. Trotter to throw it around the infield. Tucker Weib, third baseman. Levi Mossberger, the third baseman. Weiber's the second baseman. So stepping in for the night, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. So going to pitch from the stretch. I don't take that back. He's going to go from the windup. Here comes the wind, first pitch above the zone, ball 1. And 31, Riker Brenneman with that pitch. You can see that he can bring it. So here comes the wind, second pitch. Outside of ball, count goes 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. First batter, bottom of the 6th inning. Knights batting the 3-1 contest. Knights in front. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, third base, gloves it. lost the handle. Picked up by Trotter, shortstop. Going to be a high throw over the head of Kelly at first base. Sliding into second base. They're going to call him safe at second. And he's going to get up gingerly. He's going to call for time so he can get up. Let's see if, and he's going to be helped up. That's good sportsmanship by Tucker Wybrew. IHSAA, they smile every time they see something like that. Sportsmanship goes a long way. So you need time out on the diamond. Coach Bortney going to talk to the next batter. It's going to be Keller, Aiden Keller. Coach Bortney had his right arm up on that right shoulder, and he can barely reach the shoulder on Keller. Keller, pretty good sized young man. The Knights have some tall guys. They got a 6'5" pitcher. Where's number 14? He's a junior class member. It's stepping in, Caden Keller. A little bit of an open stance. Runner at second base for the Knights. Peering in, looking at signals, working out the stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch outside of ball. So 1 ball, no strike. Nice batting, bottom of the 6th inning. Mikey Stapleton is at second base for the Knights. We're going to have a set position. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Caden Keller. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Doing the pitching is Riker Brenneman. Peering in, looking at the signal. Right-handed pitcher. Came off the hill. Left-handed pitcher was Kelly. He scored off the glove. Good block there by Chase Jenkins, the catcher. 2-1 count. Keller steps back in. Peering in, looking at the signal. Riker Brenneman checks second base out of the set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 contest. Knights in front. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop. 1 hop on a dime. Goes across the diamond. And that was Tavion Trotter, the shortstop, over to Riker Brenneman. And Mikey Stapleton moves to third base. There's 1 out. So Caden Keller moves the runner. And the Kings are going to come in, play the lip of the grass on the infield with 1 out. And Knights base runner, Mikey Stapleton, at third base. Stepping in is L.J. Whitford. L.J. Whitford, here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, third base. He'll glove it. He'll throw across the diamond. He'll glove it and hold the runner. Key component right there. That was number 9, Levi Mossberger. Worth his weight in gold on that one defensively. So stepping in, we're going to see Bolton Minnick. Bolton Minnick going to step in, going to bat here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 out. Mikey Stapleton still at third base. Well, Bolton Minnick, right-handed batter. As mentioned, got 2 hits in last night's game. 4 players did that. The other 2 got 1 hit each. They ended with 10. But they had 7 through 3. It comes in, strike. Take that back above the zone, ball 1. So working out a stretch, now the sad. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, just missed the plate. Really good vision by that umpire. 2 balls, no strikes. Out of set position. Brenneman, pitch comes in low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strike. 2 out. Mikey Stapleton at third base. Out of set. Reicherman. Oh, going to be a hit by pitch. And Colton Minnick got that one on the shoulder. He would have rather not, but he'll jog to first base. I believe that's his 2nd hit by pitch this season. Last year was a little bit different, a little bit more. Well, runners at first and third base for the Knights. Brennan Van Kirk going to step in. Going to bat with 2 out. On deck with shin guards on is Isaiah Hopkins. Appearing in signal. Now out of the set position. Here comes the pitch. Reicherman. Pitch comes in. Squares the bunt. Pulls the bat back. The ball. And the ball gets on through. And then got Jace Jenkins in the inner thigh area. And he's going to walk it off. That was kind of like an Olay situation. And he was not going to try to bunt a ball. So back in the box from a set position, here comes a pitch. Outside edge called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Brennan Van Kirk fighting. Runner at second and third for the night. Chose to pitch. Outside the ball. Profile view. I'm sure they look good. They look good, but I tell you what, Indianapolis Kings have such composure. They have composure in that dugout. That was that. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball back to the net. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Van Kirk. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 aboard for the night. Second and third. Steps back in. Ball's live. Working from stretch. Riker Brenneman. Now the set position. Here comes the 2-2. Going to strike him out. Breaking pitch. Umpire took a little look at it, but rightfully so, and he made a good pitch, made a good call. So 3 outs. Knights are out of the inning. Knights come up with no run. Still a 3-1 ball game after 6. Knights 3, Kings 1. Knights and the Kings are going to bat in the top of the 7th inning. We'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Round Tripper. Round Tripper Academy. That's the premier academy for baseball training. It's in Westfield. It's pretty close to Grand Park. The owner is Chris Estep, and he's an 85 graduate from Carmel High School. Round Tripper Sports Academy opened its doors in the fall of 1993 to vision what could become the premier facility for baseball training in central Indiana. 30 years and tens of thousands of student athletes later, they have become a mainstay for elite athletes throughout the Midwest and central Indiana. Their mission has been to help every athlete reach his or her fullest potential. You can reach them by phone by dialing 317-896-2900. Again, 317-896-2900. You can go online for more information. Just go to info@roundtripper.com. So tonight, getting ready to pitch here in the top of the 7th. Caden Keller still on the pitcher's rubber, stepping in to bat. Could be number 25, Declan Brenneman. Brenneman playing right field. Working out a wind-up. Keller, first pitch, inside a ball. For Declan Brenneman, right-handed batter, wearing those molded cleats. They are a prerequisite for a turf. Here's the pitch. Inside low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Declan Brenneman, 6th hitter. Working out a wind-up. Keller, here's the pitch. Above the zone, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Looking for that hand over fist strike zone. Here comes a 3-0 pitch from Keller. Inside tight. Did not get him. Came real close. It's ball 4. You don't want to get hit with ball 4. And he's at first base now. Declan Brenneman stepping in for the King. Number 10, 7-hitter. Tucker Whitebroom, second baseman. Working from the stretch. Now the set. Keller checks first base. Here's the pitch. Fastball right down the meridian. Strike called. No balls, 1 strike. Pretty good lead there at first base. Outside the cutout. Here comes the pitch. Outside the half moon there. Pitch comes in outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Declan Brenneman might be on his course. I was sad. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. He's going to try to check his swing. That's going to be an easy call, I believe. Home plate umpire needs to ask for the check. It can't come from the catcher. The infield umpire didn't make a motion because the check has to come from the umpire. Outside the ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You got to ask the umpire. Check politely. 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone, a little bit outside. 3-2 count. Tucker Wybrew. 3-2 count. Steps back in. Wybrew out of the set position. Hayden Keller, here's the pitch. When they get him on an inside fastball, I'm going to say he got the play, strike 3. He'll go down looking, and there's 1 out. Throwing that 2 o'clock alarm slot, that is puzzling for a batter. So stepping in right there is Adam Kruger. First pitch comes in a ball. 1 ball, no strike. But 6, Adam Kruger, he plays the left field position. Out of the set. Hayden Keller, here's the pitch. Short glove, good block by Isaiah Hopkins. Being put at first base. Right there. And going to call timeout. Hopkins going to go back out, talk with Hayden Keller for just a moment. First base coach come down. And I think it's rightfully so. I mentioned this. The head coach for the Indianapolis Kings is Jeffrey Jenkins. Assistant coaches, Scott Kruger, Dusty Miller, Toby Kelly, Micah Stewart, Rich Clay. So stepping back in, left-handed batter. Number 6, Adam Kruger. Now out of the set position, Keller. Here comes the pitch. The strike call. Now across the zone right there. Now goes 2-1 to Kruger. Left-handed batter's box. Out of the set position. Check first. Here's the pitch. Identical pitch. Strike called. Count goes 2-2. 2 ball. 2 strike. 1 out. Hayden Keller. Check first base. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low for a ball. Isaiah Hopkins comes out of the crouch. 3-2 count with Kruger out of that position. Keller, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. And there are 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. So set to step in, going to be number 1, Will Siegfried. Will Siegfried got himself aboard. He hit the ball to right field last time up. He'll step in, right-handed batter. A good sized lead there at first base. Out of stat, here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. 1 ball, no strike. You're in looking at a signal. Check first base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, same pitch. Ball 2. Timeout all the time, and Coach Borden, they're going to walk out and talk with his infield. And while he does that, we'll mention Camino and Company. Camino and Company, you can find them in downtown Noblesville. Camino and Company is a mobile flower shop. They are at the Peony Festival today. That is a big to-do in Noblesville. They've got streets blocked off. You block off streets in Noblesville, you know something's going on. But they also have local flower farmers and providers, small business partners, and the Camino and Company founder. The 1984 El Camino SS is their mascot. It's owned by V.E. Witham. And I will mention the goal at Camino and Company is to please each customer from their concept to the Camino and Company completion. You can find them at camino.com. Stepping into bat. 9-hitter, number 1, Will Siegfried. 2 balls, no strikes. And now it's stretch. Now it's sad. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in. Strike called. Probably top of the zone. Count goes 2-1. Two balls, one strike, one aboard for the King. Albert said, here comes the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Count goes 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, two out. Right-handed batter's box, Will Siegfried, designated hitter in the ballgame. Out of set position. Here comes the 2-2. The foul one, back to the screen. In that box, a 2-2 count. Will Siegfried, DH, is batting for Levi Mossberger. Mossberger has played a good third base position. He was number 9. Right-handed batter's box. 2-2 count once again. Two out. Here comes the pitch. He's going to full swing. They're going to say he tried to check it. Home plate umpire calls the strike. No help needed. And that's going to complete today's ball game. In 6.5 innings, final score. Central Catholic 3. Indianapolis Kings 1. And what a blessing. These two teams finally got together. I understand they tried a couple of different dates, but they got rained out back when I think it was about 8 games into the season. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll mention the night. Night's next game going to be Tuesday. That's going to be the 19th of May. A 5:30 start. Night will be at Lewis Pass High School. We'll talk to Coach Borden here in a minute, and we'll let you know. We'll talk to Coach Borden here in a minute, but we'll let you know that no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep the fire burning. We're post game right now. I'm going to talk to Coach Bourdais. A couple of good games. That was a good team.
Well, that was a really good team. We're not going to see too many lineups like that. I mean, they had some athletes and a couple really good pitchers. So I was really pleased that Caden threw a whale of a ball game. And I mean that's a good hitting team, and he kept them at bay. And then our defense was really good, really good all day again. And that's kind of our success. The key to our success is throw strikes and let our defense make plays because we do have a good defense.
Shortstop Travion Trotter. We might see him at the next level or higher.
Tell you what, he is about as good as it gets. He's only a sophomore. I mean, he is put together and he has all the tools. So yeah, that was fun to watch him play. I know he made some plays and took some runs away from us, but yeah, he was a great ball player.
A well coached team with good composure.
Absolutely, and that's why I really wanted to play this game because I knew what kind of team they had, what kind of athletes they had, and how the team was run, and it was great for us heading in the postseason here in just a few short shoot.
Tuesday will be at Lewis Cass.
Yes, looking forward to that. Getting over there, Coach Marchand on Tuesday, and then Plainfield on Thursday. Are really solid, really good 4A team. And then we get a chance to go back to Logansport, and we felt like we let one get away last night. We had to get a chance to redeem ourselves next week.